Hey guys, good morning. It's Kara with Kinsley's Creative Palette. I am going live today to paint some super cute little buffalo plaid Christmas ornaments that you can just drill a little hole in. These are super easy to do, and you might learn a little something while you're on this morning. I purchased at Hobby Lobby. Say hi if you jump on, because it's hard for me to see who's there. And also, if I'm lagging, will you let me know, because I've got like this spinny thing on my screen. And I purchased a big bag of these. I think they were like $4.99 at Hobby Lobby, and you can use 40% off. And they come in all different sizes, so I'll show you. This didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, and I haven't painted it yet, but like I glued 3 together to be a snowman. And I thought I could put a cute little scarf on him and buttons, but anyway, so they're all different. Like these 3 all came from the same package. And then there's also an odd shaped one, which I thought was really cute. I painted some Christmas trees on that side. I was gonna see if I had any others. But I painted these 2 yesterday on a whim, Noel and Joy. And I was gonna tell y'all, I have been using paint markers. But all my paint markers were over at the studio, and so I grabbed some chalk markers, which I had, and these are a lot juicier than my paint markers. So I actually really liked this a lot better. And when I would start to run out of ink, I would push it down on my paint plate, just push it down, and it would get real juicy, and then I could use it again. So anyway, just FYI, if you don't have paint markers and you come across chalk markers, I actually really liked them. Now I did a buffalo plaid stocking. Let me grab it and show you, and then I'll show you the technique that we'll be doing today. All right, sorry, I lost it in the other room. So this was the stocking, and this was the other side that I painted last year. And I just was trying to find something that I could practice buffalo plaid on. So that's what I did. This Joy is written with a paint marker. And so I just wanted to jump on and show you some super fun, super easy and inexpensive Christmas ornaments you can make, especially if you're doing a vintage tree theme this year. So I got all my brushes here. I had like a million of them in my water. So I'm going to use my microfiber cloth and dry those just a little bit. And I want to show you another project that I need to finish it today, but I also did the buffalo plaid on it. So Hobby Lobby had these little sets, and I'm not sure if they have them this year. I bought it last year. But it said Joy, and I think they had a couple others. It said Joy, and they're just an MDF, so they're like a wood product. And they were $5.99. Hey Taylor, hey, I made a new wrestling shirt yesterday. I can't wait to wear it while I get real emotional on Sunday. So these were $5.99 for the pack, and they were 50% off. So for $3, you can make something super cute. This buffalo plaid, I did not go dark enough with one of my colors, so I'm actually going to swap that up a little bit today to make it look more like this or like this, because you really do need the 3 colors to have enough contrast to make it look like buffalo plaid. So I'm hoping that I'm not lagging, even though it's still showing that I'm going around and around on my screen. So we're just gonna get going this morning. Okay, so I am gonna grab one of my wooden rounds, and I'm gonna get a bigger one just so I have more room to show you. And I'll hold it up as I'm going. But, so this is what it looks like. It's kind of shiny where they cut it. And I'm gonna grab some paint colors. So I've got this barn red, which I found to be a really good red, and sorry it settled a little bit. Make sure you shake your paint really well, because even if you purchase it straight from the store, if it is set too long, it will it'll settle. I better put an apron on. Ooh, yeah, I think this is really, really thin. Let me grab my apron. All right. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I'm going to get some of this barn red, and then I'm going to get the barn red, and I'm going to mix it with white, because that's the red color that I want. And if you don't have a Hobby Lobby close, I will put a link in the comments to other places that you can purchase these types of wooden rounds so that you can paint the same project. Okay, so I'm just trying to make a lighter. Basically, I wanted to stay in the same color scheme. So I'm making a lighter version of that red, and I need it to be significantly lighter. You can also, another thing you can do, if you don't want to do the barn red, let me show you another one. You can take a true red. Anytime you get these paint bottles, I'm going to show you, it's hard as heck to get this plastic stuff off, but if you'll act like you're tightening the bottle instead of loosening it, this comes right off. You have to work on it a little bit, but it's much easier than like using your teeth and all of that. And again, brand new bottle of paint. I'm going to shake it up real good. This color is true red. I think I had a Santa red too. So if you want more of a true red, not a barn red, move this so I can show you my plate. Okay, so there's my true red. If I want to use my true red instead of my barn red, then I'm just going to mix black with it to get that other color. So we'll do one of each. How about that? Now, the smaller your round is, the smaller your brush is going to need to be able to accomplish the effect of, I've got a couple bags of them, so I'm going to look through here and see if I can find a bigger one. But to accomplish the plaid pattern. Okay, that'll have to work. I've used most of my big ones. All right, so for the smallest, I'm going to pick a brush like, let's see, probably like this. So, okay, I'm going to pick a brush like this, something small. You can see in relation to my finger, it's smaller than like half the size of my finger. And I'm going to paint just all over. And I'm going to use the same brush for all three colors. So I will start off with the true red, and we're going to do the big one. So this true red is very transparent, and anytime you have a transparent color for your first coat, you can add white to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop up red, and then I'm going to scoop up a little bit of white. I'm just going to brush it on. And now this will take several coats, just because red's funny like that. Alright. Is everybody staying home for Christmas, or are y'all traveling? We stay home because my husband pretty much works nonstop from Black Friday, or the week before Black Friday, till Christmas. So we stay home, and I kind of love it because it's just the four of us, and we've done it for so long, I don't know any different. So I'm going to let, this will dry pretty quickly. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to set my paintbrush down. Normally I tell you put it straight in the water, but because I'm going to go back to using it in just a second, I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to use another brush about the same size. This one's a little bit bigger, so I may swap down in a minute, but I'm going to use this other, the barn red that I made a lighter color. And I'm actually going to mix a little bit of true red in with it to get more of a brighter color. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so it's hard to see. This was without mixing the bright red. This is with. So this is the barn red, some white, and some true red. I'm just going to paint the whole thing. Even my fingers. Okay. So there's that one. So we have, I'm going to go back and put another coat real quick of, I'm going to go straight red this time instead of mixing it with the white, because I've got that base on there. So it's not so transparent. So this is my bright red. And you can pick whatever red you want. I would just say make sure that you add enough of your dark or your light to get it, get enough contrast. So you see the difference. This one's more rustic looking, and this is bright red. So I'm just gonna let those dry, and I'm gonna keep putting coats of paint on until I feel like they're covered well enough. And then we can work on adding our plaid to it. So if you just joined us, we're making buffalo plaid ornaments this morning out of these wooden rounds from Hobby Lobby. They may have them other places. If you don't have a Hobby Lobby close, I'll drop some links in the comments to other places that you can get these. But they come a ton in a bag, and they're fun for the kids too. And you can also do things like glue them together to make snowmen, which I haven't finished this little guy yet, but they're really fun for the kids. So $4.99 I think is what the bag cost at Hobby Lobby, and I used a 40% off on it. Another thing I'll show y'all real quick while those are drying is they had Joy, and I'm not sure if they have it this year. I got it last year, but it was they're MDF, so they're like a heavy wood composite, and the pack was $5.99 it was like in the Christmas craft area, and they were 50% off. So for $3 I got Joy, and I'm doing buffalo plaid on the middle one. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to do on the J and the Y. Let me know if you have some ideas. I'd love to know what you think I should do to complement the buffalo plaid, or if I should just leave it. Okay, so I think this is covered well enough. This is that darker color. So I'm going to stick my brush in the water since I'm not going to need it. And my red gets covered well enough. So I just need to let it dry a little bit. Okay, so next we need we need the darker color. So for my barn red, I went straight barn red. I'm probably going to want to grab a little bit of this red since I added that to my base color. I've got my bright red and my black, which I'm going to mix together to go on my true red. So let's get busy. All right, small brush so that I can get my lines. You want to make sure it's your bristles aren't fraying and like sticking out, which these are. So I'm going to switch to this one. But in order to get let's do this one first. My barn red, I'm going to grab a little bit of regular red, and I'm just kind of mixing these together. Barn red and regular red. And I just need to look and make sure that my color is going to be dark enough that it has enough contrast. So get a little bit more. Okay, I think that's going to be good. All right, now you don't want to load your brush because you don't want these lines to spread. So I have gotten most of the paint off of my brush. I'm just going to make a stripe straight down. You can start wherever you want. You can start in the middle. You can start on the side. You're going to go slow, take your time, and just try to go straight down. I'm not sure that's going to be enough contrast. So let me add a little bit more barn red. All right, get most of my paint back off of my brush and straight down. Okay, so I just did one stripe down the middle. Now it's hard to see, but you don't want this to be the, what is it, like the big showstopper. You want the black and the red to be. Okay, so now we're going to, about the same width of your paintbrush, you're going to move over and you're going to do another line. So I skip a space, the width of my paintbrush, and then I draw another line. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I skip a width of my paintbrush, and I'm going to draw another line. All right, so now we have our lines going straight up and down. We're going to flip it, and we're going to go the other way. So I'm going to start in the middle, straight up and down, crisscross. Now I'm going to do one on the right and one on the left. Okay, so this is where we're at. And now I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to work on the other one. Now I liked this brush a lot, so I'm going to use this brush to do my stripes on my bright red too. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we're doing a more maroony vintage red on one. These are wooden rounds from Hobby Lobby, and they make really fun crafts for kids, and expensive too. And then we have a traditional red that we're also doing buffalo plaid on. So this is the start of buffalo plaid. I have my base color, which was my lightest color. Then I mixed a darker color and put that in a check pattern going across. So I'm gonna do the same thing on here. This time I'm going true red, and I'm gonna mix it with a tiny bit of black. You don't wanna do too much, but I'm gonna mix it with black. And it's gonna be really similar to that vintage color of the other ornament. I'm gonna get most of the paint off of my brush, and then I'm just gonna find a place to start, and I'm going to start making my lines. So straight down. All right. And then we're gonna skip the width of a paintbrush, and we're gonna make another line. And when I say skip the width of a paintbrush, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, you see how my paintbrush could have gone through the middle of that? Then I'm going to leave another space. I'm going to do another one. This is only a partial since it's coming off of the wooden round. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do this other side. And I'm running out of paint. I'm going to have to mix some more. And get some more over here. Okay. Let's see, more red. This is where it gets fun. You just kind of can play. Alright, so I've got this, but I need a tiny partial stripe right here. So I'm going to turn my brush sideways and just barely put that stripe on. Okay, now I'm going to turn it the other way, and I'm going to crisscross back the other way, leaving the space for, leaving a space for my paintbrush so that I can make my check pattern. Same thing on this side. I needed a little bit, so I'm going to add a tiny bit over here. Now, if you're in a hurry when you're making these, having a blow dryer handy is a quick way to dry. Okay, so you can see the difference. This has the bright red, and then this has more of the vintage, like darker maroony red. All right, guys, so that's the hard part. Now, I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit. I don't have to let it dry all the way if I'm really careful. And I'm going to take a small brush. You may even want to size down at this point because this is your detail work. And you're going to dip in just the black. You're going to get most of your paint off of your brush. And I'm going to start with the darker red one. And then I'm just going to, wherever these two intersected, wherever the two dark intersected, I'm going to put black. Only where the two dark intersected though. So basically, I'm just going to make a square. I'm going to keep turning my paintbrush. And I'm using just the tip of it so that I can get kind of a line. And I'm just making a square. And then I'm filling it in. Okay, so there's where my square. See it? Now I'm going to fill it in. And now this I'll have to come back and I'll have to put some more black on. But you don't want to do too much and have it spread. Okay, so there's my first. So I'm just going to do everywhere they intersect. And just keep turning it. It's not hard. Okay. See, it's starting to work. I am recording the virtual paint party piece for this month, which is a, what is it? Snow globe. I'm super excited because there's so much you can do with the snow globe. But I thought I would hop on this morning and show y'all a quick technique before I moved on. to recording because I had everything sitting on my table. All right. Okay. And I'll also show you, there was another ornament that is super easy to do with these little rounds. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, now you're going to want to let this dry 100% before we touch it with a chalk marker. So that is not something I'm going to do live today, but essentially, if you're worried about writing straight on with your chalk marker or your paint marker, use a colored pencil and write it out first. Okay, so there's my cute little buffalo plaid ornament. You can see right here, once you put the words over the top of it, you lose kind of the effect of some of the plaid, but it looks really, the white looks really good with it. Okay, so I'm going to, if there's ever a place to, this one's too small to do it, where you could get some of these like quarter and half blacks, it looks really nice. So it just depends on the size though. Okay, so now we're gonna do this one. Same thing, I'm just gonna go in the places where they intersect. And I'm just using the very tip of my brush where it's flat, so it makes a straight line or straight edge. And I'm doing one at a time. If you wanted to go like all the way across, you could totally do that. You could do like, here, let me show you what I mean by that. You could do all the ones this way. See how I just get all of those lines, and then I could turn it and I could do all the lines the other way. It would probably save a little bit of time. It's pretty relaxing though, because you have to really concentrate. This is gonna be so cute. Okay, see, I just did 4 of them by doing that technique where you just do, go one way and then turn. Now this one, trying to see, I do have some that can be partials that are coming off, which makes it look even cuter. So I'm gonna make sure I get those. Look, this is what I mean. You see these partials right here? That just makes the pattern look like it's going off of the wood. I do that a lot with polka dots too. I'll start where some of them go off of the board, just so it looks more realistic, like maybe like a fabric covering. All right, guys. We are almost done with 2 little buffalo plaid ornaments this morning. And like I said, I'll drop in the comments links to where you can find some of these if you don't have a Hobby Lobby close to you. All right, friends. Let's see, 1 partial. I think I can get a little bit right there. All right. Okay, so here's the 2 different colors. Okay, one is brighter red. This one is the darker. I hope that you had fun watching, and I hope that you go try to do them. Again, you want to size down your brush the smaller your round is. And this was the bag of rounds that I used. Got them from Hobby Lobby for $4.99. I used my 40% off. And also, they had these cute little words that you can also pick up and do, and I got them like $3. They're regular $6, and I think they were on sale for 50% off. So I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to add some darker just so it has more contrast, because I don't like the color of the way it came out. But I'm going to do that the same way with my brush that I added the black. So I'm just going to make little squares with a small brush to do that. So I hope you all have a great Christmas season. Hopefully I'll see you on here before Christmas if things don't get too crazy. But make some cute little ornaments. All you need to do is drill a little hole and then maybe use some twine or some jute, some ribbon, whatever you want to do. These are super cute. You could personalize them for your family. You could write names on them. You could use them for place settings at your table for Christmas. You could put some kind of ring on the back to make them napkin rings, like whatever you want to do. But these are super, super cute, super cheap, and a super fun project to do with your kiddos. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you around. Again, it's Kara from Kinsley's Creative Palette. Thanks for following me. Bye.